Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be covering one of the most important moveset decisions you'll have to make in Rainbow, which is what is the best moveset combination for Quagsire. Quagsire is going to be one of the most, if not the most important Pokemon in the Rainbow Cup meta. And in my opinion, Stone Edge is mandatory, but what other charge moves do you want to run? You could run Acid Spray, you could run Sludge Bomb, and you could run Earthquake to go along with Stone Edge. Stone Edge is going to be super effective against the fire Pokemon and as well hit most of the meta with neutral damage, except for Quagsire itself. If I were to have one phrase per charge move complement, I would say Acid Spray, high risk, high reward, Sludge Bomb, race to the charge move, and then Earthquake, shields down. Acid Spray, in terms of its stats, 50 energy, 20 damage, so not very much damage, but 100% chance of lowering the defense by 2 stages, which can really turn around a match. Sludge Bomb, 50 energy, 80 damage, and an Earthquake, the hardest hitting and most energy efficient charge move that Quagsire has, which is 65 energy, 120 damage. It also has the same type attack bonus since Quagsire is a ground water Pokemon, so that ground typing is going to make the Earthquake hit extra hard. But actually, let's dive into the data, into the analysis here. Special thanks to the Go Stadium Discord. Check out the link there if you want to join the Discord. A lot of the best discussion and analysis is done by the Go Stadium Discord, and also thanks to pvpoke.com for some of the simulation that I'll be running. I'm really bright for some reason. Anyway, so it's probably because of my lights. Okay, sorry about that. We're just gonna have to live with it right now because I do not want to stop this recording because I'm so hyped around this video. So when we go to the Go Stadium Discord, you click on Rainbow Cup, you click on their pin post, and they have lots of really great spreadsheets. GOTS is one that prepares this detailed spreadsheet that compares the meta against the meta and then shows the results. So here I'm going to click on Arval1. Shout out to you. Thank you for making a bunch of updates to the spreadsheet because there was a few inconsistencies in the first place, but it looks like it's been all resolved at this point in time. So the way the spreadsheet's designed, it's very similar to GOTS. It has the Pokemon listed with their moveset combination that they're running. So these are Pokemon that you're going against, and then these are the Pokemon that you're quote unquote using. And it's Quagsire with Mudshot, Stone Edge, and Sludge Bomb, Mudshot, Stone Edge, and Earthquake, Mudshot, Stone Edge, and Acid Spray. And then it has 3 different scenarios. One is 0 shields, so as if it's the end of the game. 1 shield, best case scenario, and then 1 shield, worst case scenario. So best case scenario is you land a charge move like Acid Spray, for example, that's less energy than Stone Edge, and they shield it, and then you hit them with a Stone Edge unshielded, and then as well you shield their harder hitting move, and then don't fall for their shield bait. So anyway, so there's the 3 scenarios here, and I have a bunch of various notes on matchups I think that are important for you to consider on what moveset you want to run. So the first one that I want to point out is Venusaur. You'll see that these numbers actually also range from 0 to 1,000. 500 means that it's a tie. Either it's going to be you're both going to faint at the same time, or whoever has charge move priority is going to win. And you'll see here that Venusaur beats up Quagsire, which makes total sense since it's Quagsire is double weak to grass because of its water and ground typing. But you'll see here that there is 1 green square here, which is gonna be in the best case 1 shield scenario when Quagsire is running Acid Spray and Stone Edge. And so if we look here, Quagsire, and we compare it to Venusaur, that's running Sludge Bomb here. And if you run, Earthquake, Stone Edge, which is the default move, you'll see it gets obliterated in all the scenarios. If you change this to Acid Spray, you'll see in the 1 shield scenario, it actually ends up beating Venusaur because it's able to land the acid spray, have that shielded, and then hits with the Stone Edge, which is going to do a ton of damage to Venusaur. But again, if they end up not shielding the acid spray and then shielding the Stone Edge, which is what I recommend when you're playing Quagsire versus Venusaur, and you're a Venusaur and you know that they have acid spray, is don't shield the first charge move, because even if it's a Stone Edge, it's not going to do a ton of damage to you. Okay, awesome. The next one I want to point out is Azumarill. Azumarill here, you'll see that Sludge Bomb is the only charge move that reliably beats Azumarill, and that makes sense because it's a poison move, and then a hard-hitting poison move, and Azumarill is fairy, so it's going to be weak to poison. So you can see it wins in all scenarios, and you'll see here you actually need Earthquake to also win in the no shield scenario, while Quagsire with Acid Spray is unable to defeat an Azumarill. So makes total sense there. Next one I want to take a look at is Mantine with Wing Attack, Ice Beam, and Aerial Ace. And you'll see here that with Wing Attack and Aerial Ace, you'll see that let's see, Acid Spray is able to beat it reliably. Not Acid Spray and Sludge Bomb are able to beat it reliably, versus in the worst case scenario, Earthquake actually ends up losing against it if it's not able to successfully translate, or ends up being baited by the wrong charge move. So interesting situation and analysis there. The next one I want to look at is Slowpoke. Slowpoke is going to be an interesting mon that you might see in the meta, and you'll see here with Slowpoke that Acid Spray is able to beat it in the best case one shield scenario by a significant margin. Again, it's that high risk, high return situation, but if it ends up not falling for the Acid Spray bait, you'll see it ends up having a pretty horrible time against Slowpoke. So let's actually go and sim this with Slowpoke. Not Slowbro, Slowpoke here. And it's Water Pulse Psyshock here. So you'll see here in the one shield scenario, ends up doing really well because it's able to land. Actually, no, put the wrong charge move here. I was like, it's not that quite dominating. So here, as long as it's able to land the, oh, I also need to change this to Psyshock. Okay, sorry, so many changes here. But anyways, so if you'll see here, it's in the one shield scenario, if it's able to successfully land the bait, it does really great. But if it ends up not shielding this attack and shielding this attack, you'll see here that ends up having a pretty rough time against it. Let's say just Psyshock here. Yeah, you'll see that it's a pretty bad matchup for Quagsire there. So we see that there with running the sandbox mode, which is again a useful method to do some analysis around the worst case scenario. Okay, let's continue on to some key matchups. I think the next one is Executor, and you'll see under Executor that under Acid Spray and Sludge Bomb, it actually helps out versus Quagsire has no hope against Executor in these other two scenarios, and that's likely because of how low energy requirement Sludge Bomb and Acid Spray are. So let's go Confusion here. It's probably Seed Bomb and Psychic. Okay, let's first check out why Earthquake does not fare well against it. You'll see here that Earthquake does not fare well against it because it gets destroyed by this Seed Bomb in the no shield scenario, and in the one shield scenario it actually ends up that against Sludge Bomb absolutely destroys it. So, but if we were to apply Acid Spray, let's apply Sludge Bomb here, you'll see that Sludge Bomb is able to deal a lot of damage. And that's because Sludge Bomb is super effective against the against Executor's grass typing, which is gonna deal gonna be more energy efficient than Stone Edge. So which makes total sense. And if you go to Acid Spray, again, you see that Acid Spray being successfully baited boost up the Stone Edge by a crazy amount and allows it to beat it even quicker. And then as well, it also results in, because this is a cheaper energy move, it also allows Stone Edge to come quicker than like an Acid Spray, and Stone Edge is one turn quicker than two Acid Spray than two Stone Edges, which makes total sense. Which is why in the best case scenario you end up winning, and obviously in the worst case scenario, they end up not shielding the Acid Spray, and then they shield the Stone Edge. So anyways, so some interesting play and situations there. And then if we go further down, one I missed here is Earthquake is needed to successfully win the mirror match, especially if they're running Stone Edge Sludge Bomb, because both Stone Edge and Sludge Bomb are going to be resisted, while Earthquake is going to deal neutral damage and allow you to win that mirror match. And you'll see the same thing with Acid Spray. Interesting here, Acid Spray and Stone Edge. And that actually, in the worst case scenario, Acid Spray comes out on top. Again, it's a high risk, high reward situation. But if you want to win the mirror match, you generally go with Earthquake. Okay, awesome. Let's check out. Let's see, what's the next one I want to check out. I want to check out. Okay, there's a couple ones here, like Lantern here. You'll see that under the no shields scenario, Earthquake is the only one that's able to beat Lantern, and that makes sense because Earthquake is going to be super effective against Lantern versus in this case they probably runs Stone Edge in these scenarios, and it just doesn't deal enough damage, and it's going to get hit by the. Let's actually take a look here. In the no shield scenario, running Water Gun Hydro Pump. In the no shield scenario, it's going to get blasted by this Hydro Pump, which is going to do a tremendous amount of damage here. Actually doesn't, I don't know why PV Poke doesn't flip this. Let's actually just flip it ourselves. And then change this to Stone Edge. It ends up being a tie, actually. And this actually makes more sense. It actually ends up being a tie with Acid Spray applied first, then Stone Edge. Because it's going to help boost the Stone Edge at the cost of minimal amount of energy, and as well, that's the only way to successfully get off those two charges. If you try to get two Stone Edges off, you're not going to be able to. So Acid Spray is the right situation here. So, but again, without Acid Spray, then you're relying on two Stone Edges, which is just not going to do enough damage to Lantern to successfully win. So we talk about when shields are down. Earthquake is going to do a ton of damage, especially against these electric types. We see the same thing here with Raikou. You'll see that kind of win more situation where it still wins against Raikou, but it wins even more with Earthquake. Most of these fire ones don't really matter. With Scizor, you'll see a giant win more situation again, where Earthquake is what you ultimately want to run. And it's going to deal, in this case, neutral damage, but Stone Edge is also going to do neutral damage. But again, Earthquake is the most energy efficient charged move that Quagsire does have. And you'll see here that against Fortress, that Stone Edge is what you want to run most of the time. But you'll see here when it's one shield scenario, Sludge Bomb and Acid Spray do even better. So, but let's take a look here. Rock Tomb, Earthquake, Fortress. I'm curious on this one actually. Cool. Let's go here. Let's take a look at what happens with Earthquake. You'll see that Fortress ends up winning because these bug bites are just doing a ton of damage to it. Versus Acid Spray here, you'll see it ends up just doing 2 Stone Edges and end up winning. I'm actually not sure why it just didn't do 2 Stone Edges in the first place. That's kind of weird. You should definitely just do 2 Stone Edges so you can fit them in. Anyways, so yeah, that's weird. So even when you're running Earthquake here, you should definitely still be running just 2 Stone Edges so you can get the second one off. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, kind of a weird. Anyways, pvpoke.com. If you're watching this, Matthew, you're watching this. See if you can take a look at that and see what's happening there. So if we go down a little bit further, you'll see here Sludge Bomb is needed to at least do a dent against Meganium, because Earthquake is going to be resisted. Stone Edge, no stab, Acid Spray. Again, you could obviously high risk, high return against Meganium there. And then you'll see here, I think it's against Lapras, that you need to have interesting here, Lapras. I'm surprised with this situation here. Let's take a look at Lapras. With Ice Shard, Ice Beam. Let's run with this standard set here. So it ends up winning, which makes sense. Oh, maybe with Sludge Bomb, it can hit the charge move earlier before the Surf. Yeah, there you go. So with oh, I see. Interesting. So again, this is why I coined it Race to the Charge move, because with Sludge Bomb, it's able to get it off sooner against Lapras, then 1 turn sooner, which prevents Lapras from getting a Surf off sooner, which is interesting. And then probably the same deal with Acid Spray, that Lapras is so low that why does it show it this way? Let's see here. Let's Acid Spray here, and then Stone Edge. It still should be the same. I guess, do we piggyback? Let's change this to Mud Shot here, and then let's do this here, and then there you go. Let's able to get the Surf off here, and then Stone Edge here. All right, there you go. This is the situation here that makes more sense. So you're able to get it off sooner, which results in a much bigger win than otherwise. I'm not sure why these numbers didn't update them there, because it should be. But anyways, so you'll see here the Race to the Charge move benefits Sludge Bomb, because that 1 turn earlier prevents a second charge move from hitting Quagsire, which is interesting. But again, Stone Edge is what you want to do most of the time. And then we see here against Tentacruel, shields down. Earthquake is going to do a ton of damage to the poison type Tentacruel, and allow it to come out with a big win against it. Again, Earthquake, super amazing. Then Acid Spray actually comes out on top, because again, that high risk, high reward situation. Shields down against Kingdra. Earthquake is going to do a ton of damage to Kingdra. And then it doesn't really matter when it's Magneton. So you can see here, depends on how you want to play. If you're a high risk, high reward player, you think you can successfully bait Acid Spray majority of the time, I recommend that you run Acid Spray, Stone Edge. If you're a person that, you want to get the charge move off as quickly as possible, have a little bit more flexibility in terms of in terms of getting the charge move off sooner, and to deal with a zoom roll more effectively, go Sludge Bomb. If you think that you're going to use Quagsire more in the late game scenario against a Lantern, against like a Tentacruel, against Pokemon that are weak to ground, then I recommend Earthquake. I'm still debating myself on which charge move to run, which style of play. I'm gonna look at my team complement and try to figure it out. But If you guys found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.